Could Dokkan and XENOVERSE be gearing up for a new collaboration campaign? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are talking about the recent tweet from the Dragon Ball Games Twitter handle and what that might have to mean for Dokkan battle. You see, the Dragon Ball Games Twitter handle tweeted out a teaser image for the upcoming announcement, probably during the Comic-Con show that's coming up for XENOVERSE 2. XENOVERSE 2 is, after all, celebrating its 7th anniversary. And when this teaser image came out, I thought a couple things. Number one, it kind of looks like an LRR in Dokkan. I mean, I know it's just XENOVERSE's standard shading, but it did catch me off guard. But second, I didn't really think much of it because, you know, hey, it's just a Dragon Ball game. But then something else happened a few minutes later. The Dokkan Battle Twitter handle on both JP and Global retweeted the announcement. Now, that's kind of strange to me. Like, why would they do that? It could just be them, you know, hey, you know, Dragon Ball games supporting other Dragon Ball games. It could be simply that, just them trying to get it across all social media platforms. But this doesn't always happen with every announcement ever that they do. It happens sometimes, but not all the time. So it was really interesting. And then it got me thinking, well, hey, what if we did do another crossover campaign? After all, the very last one we had was for XENOVERSE's first anniversary way back in 2017, right? This introduced the AGL Xeno Trunks, the Ent Demigra, the Fizz Mira, and the Tech Toa. The Tech Toa actually has EZ8 already, now that I think about it, but the other three have not. So this really has me thinking, you know, what if we did this, and when could it take place, right? Because there's not much in the room for extra campaigns until we consider the fact that we're on the path to a fully synced game. So, real quick, I think it's possible, or what I would like to see, rather, is us do a collaboration campaign either in the Gamma slot from last year. If you guys remember last year, we had a quick movie collaboration campaign at the end of October, right? Starting on the 27th, right? Last year, this ran at the tail end of the exciting autumn campaign and in the middle of the fantastically spooky Dokkan campaign. Here, this was last year's Halloween campaign. They went ahead and dropped this Gamma campaign. Now, it did drop a little bit earlier on JP Dokkan, but over here on Global, it pretty much ran right through both of these, which was really interesting. Global was jam-packed for the month of October. Now, if we were to do something with XENOVERSE, it could totally slot right in here to the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 slot. Or they could step it up a notch and make it Thank You Celebration, right? In the month of November, leading into Heroes for the second half of November. After all, knowing what's coming, right? Basically, the only Dokkan Fest, aside from the new androids on JP, that Global is missing is the Tech Super Trunks and the Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku could absolutely carry the Thank You Celebration, and as much as it pains me to say it, Super Trunks cannot. Right? I don't think he's a good pick for that celebration, unfortunately. Now, it also, in terms of Super Full Power Saiyan 4, it kind of makes sense for him to keep his entire campaign with the Omega Shenron as well together for the December campaign. Just kind of keep it all together. Which means, what the heck could they put in November if they choose to do that? Well, here you go. A collaboration campaign with XENOVERSE is kind of what I think would be good, especially if they were to do something like this. And what could that bring? Well, it could bring a whole bunch of things, actually. First and foremost, as I mentioned before, the EZAs for the AGL Trunks, the Ent Demigra, and the Fizz Toa. They are long overdue for an EZA. They are, you know, well, I guess this guy just awakened actually in 2021. But you know, his awakening at that point, same with the demigod actually. Their awakenings, while okay for the time, have certainly aged quick. Everything from that era of Dokkan aged out almost immediately by the time the year was up. So honestly, them getting an EZA wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But there's also, if I can find him here, the Fizz Zeno Trunks. He has not received anything in quite some time, so him getting an EZA now would be a perfect time during this crossover campaign. There's a lot of other things we can tackle too, right, within the crossover category. You know, it's a big messy category filled with Dragon Ball Heroes units, filled with other units like these guys, the Fusions units, Bardock Special units, Arala units, who I doubt we'll ever see again, but they're there. But we could actually likely other characters to see an EZA besides the Xenoverse characters if it was just a general crossover campaign, like the GT Vegeta here, the Super Saiyan 3, actually both of them, this one and the STR one down here, where is he? This one here, could see an EZA during that time period, and also this Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because, and the Trunks, because obviously most others have already received their EZA. But with it, we could also get this event here, the Space Time Traveler Super Strike event. This guy has not received his update yet. Would be the perfect time to do it during a Xenoverse crossover campaign. Now, why are we only talking about EZAs? Because there is a bunch of stuff on Dokkan already for a possible collaboration campaign that should be addressed, needs to be addressed, because there's really no other good time to do it. But what could they then bring if they choose to do it in November, as I suggested earlier? Well, they got to bring us a premium unit. Could be a new Trunks, could be a Trunks and Toa, could be a Trunks and the Time Patroller, or this Goku and Time Patroller. I did mention that this does kind of look like an LR, but then I was thinking, what could be a big draw for a crossover collaboration campaign? And especially thinking about how Dokkan as of late has really been leaning in to these Dokkan original animations, right? We saw it with Future Gohan, we saw it with Vegito, we saw it with several other units throughout the year. Well, there is one hype enough duo unit, even more so than this. Like, I think it would be cool to have a Time Patroller here, but it does open the door for, let's find it here, this moment right here. Future Gohan and Blue Goku, father-son Kamehameha. If you talk about a moment more deserving of any representation anywhere, like this was the hypest thing ever in Xenoverse for those who got to experience it when it happens. And to think that they could implement this animation with some Dokkan original animations into Dokkan, I think could really draw, and that itself would, because in my mind, not only is it super hype, but the more synced celebrations Global and JP have, the less there is to worry about syncing up on the path to an eventual sync by the 10th year anniversary, right? The more we do together, the less they have to sync up, because right now we're only out 2 Dokkan Fest units and 1 LR unit. We get those out of the way, we keep up the syncs, we do crazy stuff like this to keep the game hyped, to keep the game moving forward. I think we could be in for a real treat on the road to a fully synced game. But that's just a theory, guys. Just kind of off the cuff what I think this could mean. We'll know in a few days when they do the official announcements for everything here by the end of the Comic-Con. I think the live stream for everything happens on Thursday. We'll have to take a look. I might jump in and do a coverage of a few things Dokkan related, but if anything comes up, we shall see. But guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, how hyped would you be to see another Xenoverse crossover campaign, and what would you like to see in it? Like I said, I'd be cool with a Goku and Time Patroller, or Trunks and Time Patroller, but I really think they really want to sell it that Blue Goku and Gohan father-son Kamehameha. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.